Yes, Wakanda forever! Hey everyone, welcome to another review, and here's my review for the movie Black Panther. Yes, finally I get to see this movie. Yes, Black frickin' Panther. One of my most anticipated films of this year. Oh, this looked so good. And when the good reviews started coming in, I just got more and more excited to see this film, and this movie is so good. Yes, I'll get into that. Anyways, this movie stars Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Bassett, Whitaker, Serkis and Martin Freeman. A huge, stacked cast. And this movie is written and directed by Ryan Coogler, who gave us Creed and Fruitvale Station. Amazing films. So yeah, that just adds to the amazingness that is Black Panther. The story of this movie takes place just like right after Captain America, Civil War, and character T'Challa, yes, the king of Wakanda, is now the king of Wakanda. Yes, his father passed away, as you saw, spoilers, in Captain America, Civil War. He now takes the throne, and he's the Black Panther. He is a superhero that protects his people and other people, and basically tries to save the world and stuff. You know, he's part of the Avengers and everything. And the story of this movie is, it's about him and his life. They go into his backstory and stuff, and they talk about the African nation of Wakanda. And it's basically showing him how he has to be a king, and a proper king, and a smart king and stuff, and basically look after his people properly, just like his father before him. But then he also has to deal with Michael B. Jordan's character, Killmonger, a great villain, by the way. And yes, Killmonger is a villain that I was nervous about, but I love Michael B. Jordan, so like maybe they'll give him justice, and they did. I love a compelling villain, and a villain that you understand, because Killmonger in this movie is against T'Challa, and his beliefs are very, they're very relatable, and they're actually, they're pretty, they're kind of spot on in a way and stuff, and you understand why he's against T'Challa and his kingdom and stuff. So, so yeah, these two are bumping heads and stuff, and it's a hero-villain battle and stuff, and it's basically him as the Black Panther trying to save the world and all that kind of superhero shtick, and it's awesome, because I love superhero films, I love comic book films. I like Black Panther. I was more of a DC fan when I read comic books. The Marvel comic books that I read a lot was mostly like Spider-Man and X-Men and stuff. That was like my thing when it came to the comics. I mostly read DC, so I didn't read a lot of Black Panther comic books, so I can't really tell you how accurate this movie is to the comics, the spirit and the tone of the comics. All I can say is if this is a really fun, enjoyable film and a good film, and it is. It's fucking amazing. It's easily one of the best films of the MCU, and this is easily my favorite film of the year. Black Panther kicks ass, and it actually is a very, very compelling story. And it talks a lot about social commentary and race and stuff, and how they talked about this African nation and these people, the Wakanda people, is interesting, and it's compelling, it's riveting. And it's so, it's deep, and it's thought-provoking, it's profound. And yeah, I loved it. I loved the story. It took a dramatic approach to it. A lot of Marvel movies try to be very comedic, like tries to be like an action sci-fi comedy. This is more of an action sci-fi drama. There's comedy in the movie, and the comedy does work, but it's more of a dramatic story and a character study on T'Challa, and even a little bit of Killmonger. He is not very huge in the film, mostly in the beginning and in the ending. But when he's in it, it's amazing. But it's mostly about T'Challa becoming a king, his rise to power, his father, him being the Black Panther and this hero that the people need and stuff. And it's so compelling, it's so riveting, it's so interesting. And Chadwick Boseman is amazing in this film. He's so great as T'Challa. He's amazing as Black Panther. He kicks ass. The costume looks absolutely amazing, and he just gives a great performance. Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out's also in this movie. He's great. Angela Bassett's great. Lupita Nyong'o's great. Whitaker's great. Martin Freeman, Serkis, we all saw them in Civil War and Age of Ultron. They're back. They're good. For what they have to do in the movie, they're very good and stuff. And I loved Killmonger. I loved Michael B. Jordan. He's a great actor. Anytime Ryan Coogler does a film, he's got to put Michael B. Jordan in the film, and He's so good in this movie. He's a great villain. Just like the Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming. You understand this villain. You understand his motivation. You understand why he's doing these bad things. He's a compelling villain. He's at times sympathetic, and you understand why he's against our hero, our protagonist. And that's what makes a great villain. And he was a genuinely great villain. And yeah, I loved Michael B. Jordan in this film. He was so good. The performances by the whole cast, this whole A-list cast, all of them were fantastic. Also, Ryan Coogler did an amazing job directing this film. Really slick direction, really great writing. Again, he took more of a dramatic approach because, as you see in Ryan Coogler's films, he's not much for comedic approaches. He's more about character studies and making a compelling and dramatic story. And he used that style, mostly his style of filmmaking, into this film, and it works beautifully. He made a very compelling, dramatic story, and the dramatic scenes really hit me. There was even some pretty emotionally hard-hitting scenes that really worked for me. Again, there's comedy, and it works, but it's not a comedic story. It's an action sci-fi drama. And all three of those genres blend perfectly in this film, and that is thanks to brilliant direction by Ryan Coogler. The action is amazing and kick-ass. The sci-fi element is great. This world of Wakanda looks so freaking cool and so freaking beautiful. The visual effects are really good. At times the CGI looks very obvious CGI, but let's face it, in all the Marvel films you can always notice there is some CGI in the films and stuff, and yeah, it's not like ugly looking like a Fan Force stick or anything. Sometimes it's very noticeable, but it still works really great. And yeah, it looks fantastic. And Ryan Coogler did an amazing job writing and directing this film. You even have your Ryan Coogler tracking shots in this film. They're just done really well. The cinematography is great. The production looks so good. The costumes look incredible. Next year at the Oscars, this better get nominated for Best Costume Design because it's absolutely fantastic. It'll probably get nominated for visual effects because usually superhero movies do, but the costumes in this film are superb and so good. A lot of people have been calling this movie, Black Panther, a game changer for the MCU, and I understand why. It is a game changer. It is going in a more bolder and different direction, and it's so freaking good, and it just makes you more excited for the Infinity War. And also, this is a great standalone film. Like, yes, there's characters from the MCU in this film, but this is a strictly Black Panther film. If you go into this movie and you've never seen a single MCU film, you can watch this movie perfectly. Yes, you get a little more in Civil War because you see him, you see Black Panther, you see his father die and stuff, so it gives you more clarification on Black Panther in Civil War, but you don't have to watch Civil War to enjoy this film and to understand this film. This is a great standalone comic book film, and I absolutely loved it. Some people might have a problem with the climax because the lighting is a bit dark, and since they're all wearing dark suits, it's a little hard to see, but I still thought it was pretty cool and still really well choreographed, the action sequences and stuff. There are nitpicks. This is not a perfect film and everything. Again, no movie is perfect. I say this a bajillion times. Every movie has flaws. Every movie has flaws and problems, and you can nitpick everything and pick a movie apart to death. Any movie, even Citizen Kane, even Psycho, even Rear Window, even fucking Godfather. All movies have problems. It just, can you live with those problems? That's how you give a perfect score for a film. Is you know the movie has problems, but you can live with them and they just didn't bother you. That's exactly what it is for Black Panther. That's what it was for me for like Thor Ragnarok and even Star Wars The Last Jedi. Yeah, those movies had a ton of issues. I wasn't bothered by those issues. I accepted them and I just loved the film for what it was, and that's exactly what it is for this movie, Black Panther. There are issues with this film. There are quite a bit. There's some glaring flaws for the story, and some of the CGI just does not work. I wish the climax had better lighting, but it was still an amazing film. It had a compelling story, it had great social commentary, and it talked about this different world, these different characters, and I was riveted by these characters in this story. I love the direction, I love the story, I love the action, I had a lot of fun with it, and yeah, I thought it was a really great, compelling story and a great installment of the MCU, and definitely one of the better films in the MCU, and I absolutely loved Black Panther. And yes, of course, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Black Panther a 10 out of 10. This is a terrific film. Easily my favorite film of the year so far, and yeah, check it out. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Black Panther. So in the comment section below, please tell me what are your thoughts and opinions on Black Panther. Also, what is your favorite Ryan Coogler film now? Yes, he has 3 films now. What is your favorite ranking of all 3 of his films as of now? This is my second favorite. I still think Creed is his best film. This is a close second, and Fruitful Station's a very close third. Ryan Coogler is such a young filmmaker, and he's already made 3 amazing films. 3 for 3, amazing. But yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me what are your thoughts and opinions of Black Panther, and also what is your favorite Ryan Coogler film. Give me your thoughts and opinions, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.